loony. The Black Knight always triumphs!
Roundtable Live, Monday through Friday, 1 a.m. till 4 a.m. Eastern Time. Bring your mind, bring your ideas, bring your voice. King Arthur had nothing on us here at Revolution Radio, freedomslips.com.
Hi everybody, it's me, the Fetch, host of Inside the Eye Live. Before the Sunday mainstream media...
Hey, oh, hello, Wake Up UK and Rumble and YouTube. God bless you, all of you. Coming up in just a couple of minutes. Couple of minutes.
Stories, weather, cats.
Just going about a patch in with Revolution Radio. You can hear the ad break in the background.
Media, political talk shows going today.
And then we will kick off. Like, whoa, we got Predator Jeff popped in. I think we got Bugsy popped in. And we're waiting for the Viscount. The Viscount is on the show today. On the show to remind me what the ruddy hell they stood on the wall for on this Remembrance Day, Veterans Day. Because you know what? I'm really trying to work out what they put their lives on the line for. Forgot. Yeah, because apparently we did.
This is Thomas, a.k.a. a Mad Painter. I'd like you to join me Monday nights, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for Open Canvas. Don't forget to bring an open mind.
Yes, folks, that's right. Bring an open mind to an open canvas. Again, that is Monday nights, 10 p.m. Eastern. UFOs to government corruption. This is Revolution Radio, freedomslips.com. You don't need to expect us. We're already here.
Many years from now, would you be willing to trade all the days from this day to that for one chance, just one chance, to come back here and tell our enemies that they may take our lives, but they'll never take our freedom?
The future is uncertain. I know this. Death is inevitable. I know this. But one thing is certain. As free men, it is our right to live unencumbered and in peace. And those times are quickly drawing to an end. And in these times, peace is certainly an illusion. And as the chains grow tighter, our ability to slip those chains increase incrementally with every passing moment. Inaction is no longer an option. It's time to raise our voices like a cacophony of thunder and lightning and tell the masters no more. And this is Nighthawk, and I say, for myself, no more. Revolution Radio, freedom.
Damn right.
Because the freedom is slipping away. All right, thanks for listening while we take that short break here at Revolution Radio, freedomslips.com. And yeah, we're going to get back to your host.
Just a sec, Rod. Oh, blimey. There we go. Hey, folks. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good people. And welcome to the Daily Chaos. The show ain't daily, but the chaos is. Going out on Revolution Radio, God bless you. wakeUpUK.net, God bless you. At Rumble Bumble. And YouTube. God, I can't stand YouTube. What a censorious bunch of tossers. Look, folks, if you don't know where to watch this place, either tune in at revolution.radio Studio A, wakeupuk.net, God bless you, Jason, God bless you, mate. Or over at my gaff on, Rumble, I don't know what it is, ko.click/Rumble, that'll get you there. We got the Viscount on today. What is it? Oh, forgot. Yeah, forgot. Apparently we forgot. We forgot. Lest we forget. We forgot. Lest we forget. Yeah. We forgot. I'm just kind of curious over here, wondering what did they actually fight for that we are now so damn cavalier about our liberty. Viscount St Rodders is here to give me some clues. God bless him. We also have Billy Watson in the house, and I think that Bugsy couldn't resist popping in. London Cabby, God bless him. He can tell us what's going on with the fuel crisis and God knows what else they've fabricated this week to try and distract us from the Great Reset. And we've got Predator Jeff, who hasn't been on one of my shows for, I don't know, 300 shows or something like that. Predator Jeff, God bless you, mate. We'll be getting on to you. And that's it. That's it, me. Right, I'm Olly Connelly, by the way. Big cheers, everybody tuned in. If you do want to call in, you can as well. ko.click/Zoom. So you have to have Zoom, yeah? And then it's ko.click/Zoom. Rodders, Viscount St Davids, God bless you, sir. Are you sat in the cloakroom, the lower toilet in the castle today, or have you upgraded?
Ollie, ahoy there. The answer is no. I'm in London today, sat opposite, correctly enough, I suppose, opposite the Royal Hospital, which houses all our Chelsea pensioners, a marvellous Christopher Wren church, and the final resting place of Margaret Thatcher. So I'm absolutely in a happy place.
Oh, that's very nice.
My lord, how are you?
Bugsy, ahoy there. How are you?
All right, how are you? Who's that there? Is that Ollie? You look rough.
I am rough. I'm feeling very rough, mate. Yeah, look, Bugs, God bless you, mate. Thanks. I think today is going to be a slightly chaotic show, just for a change. Look, I want to just say, Viscount, congratulations, sir. You are still off the sauce, yeah?
Yeah. I tell you what, it's August the 17th last year, and it's been interesting. But having come through rehab, I think we're doing quite well. I'm a rehab champion, apparently. So
you are that is quite something. I think it's. I hope you don't mind. Tell me to shut up if you want, but I know you're a very open kind of a guy. Yeah. You did drink quite a bit, didn't you?
Well, I did actually. It was I felt slightly guilty in rehab actually because it was a full-on hardcore place, the Oxygen Rehabilitation Centre in Hemel Hempstead, which was a converted pub actually, converted for rehab centre, which is slight irony in that.
Yeah.
And my fellow sort of colleagues actually were a lot worse off than me, with severe drug problems and what have you, and you have these group sessions which were always interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And the question,
hold on a sec, Bugs. I'm going to mute you. He's taking a fare, isn't he? And he never mutes himself, so I'm going to mute him. Right, sorry, Viscount, go on, please.
That's all right. And and you have these group sessions where you're all very communal and communing and all that kind of jazz. And I was asked, it's like, Rodri, your drinking thing. Where did that really start? What were the issues in your childhood? And it was all slightly Freudian. And I said, well, actually, I feel slightly guilty because it was pure self-indulgence. I enjoyed it. And my problem drinking, I suppose, was a physical addiction born of 30 years of just not thinking about it.
Yeah.
Not sort of a binge drinker or drunk in a really harsh way, but it was just drinking through the day, in the afternoon and in the evening, never really thinking about it until your body does become addicted. So no, but it was a fabulous time. It was a real eye opener.
Well, congratulations! I mean, that is fantastic. A hell of an achievement. So it's been over a year, and you've been dry.
Yeah, I mean, it's had its challenges, which are unique I think, for every person who struggles with addiction. But understanding addiction actually has been an eye-opener. And again, it's part of the colour of life. I didn't think it was going to affect me, but clearly it did. And onwards and upwards, and we march forward is I think the basic tenet.
Remarkable.
Anyway, how have you been on it? It's been a long time no see.
It has. It's truth. It has. How long has it been since we did a show? At least 6 months, I'd say.
Oh, it's longer, actually. It's before I went to rehab, so that would put it at well over a year. I think.
No, we have done one since. We've done one since, but that was it. That was it. But yeah, I think you only ever came on the show when you were drunk. because you were drunk.
Not drunk. I'd like to say over-refreshed, but yeah, I take the point.
Oh, well, God bless you. No, I'm fine, thank you. I'm fine. I am very perplexed, though, because here we are on Remembrance Day. I've got me poppy or whatever, but I'm just wondering, what did they actually put their lives on the line for? We've got Boris, who keeps popping up on Twitter today with all of this, 11/11/11 sentiment or whatever, telling us how wonderful they all were, and Poppy and all that. This is the bloke who is selling the country down the road. He's basically throwing the keys open to globalists, to this great reset, totalitarian China-style model of control crap. And he, on the other hand, has the hypocrisy, the temerity to praise our fallen. And I have to say, Rodders, I've got a very, very nasty taste in my mouth about this.
Well, actually, Ollie, if you take it from the top, Boris Johnson is no more than a reflection of the society he serves, bluntly. You get the government you deserve. And it's very easy for the flaccid, timid, silent majority to be continually critical, to convey conspiracy theory, etc., etc. But guess what? The quality of politician in the House of Commons simply reflects the quality of the people who vote. It's as simple as that. And actually, looking at the sacrifices made, not just in the last century, but historically, you and I were laughing the other day. In times like these, there have always been times like these. And I think the major change in the last 20 years is the obsession with self. We're obsessed with ourselves. Yeah. And this is now being propagated, really, and accentuated by the media. I mean, if you think about it... Well,
the media is useless. The media, the media is basically like a PR office for plutocracy. They don't give a stuff about their demographic.
Ollie, hang on a sec. You say plutocracy. You're now coming back to the us and them. Them.
Well, it is. It's the Wizard of Oz. It's the bloke behind the curtain. It's not even Boris. Boris is just a puppet. So are the media. They're just puppets.
Well, Ollie, do you know what? Frankly, when you consider this obsession with self, take Instagram. People taking photographs of their bloody food. Yeah. A steak covered in gold. Yeah. 600 quid.
They're morons.
It's ludicrous. Do you think the person who does that actually deserves to be governed any differently?
Well, they probably deserve a half-decent education as opposed to being fed a mind full of crap. And they probably deserve to have a national broadcaster, which is, national for a start.
Okay.
I mean, let's face it, young people have been dumbed down generation by generation to the point that now they're just a bunch of thickies. I'm generalizing, of course, but you talk about the selfie generation. I completely agree with you. But with regards to government, you say you get the government you deserve. Well, I mean, you vote Tory or Conservative and Unionist. Yeah, Unionist, my arse. Look at Northern Ireland. You vote them or you vote Labour. You get Marxism fast or Marxism straight on your plate, served up in your face. You get either way. You're getting basically, they're rolling out global fascism. They've said it. They're rolling out global fascism put out there by fascists. Global communism led by fascists. That's what we're getting.
Okay.
Either way, doesn't matter who you vote for. So, Our political system is broken, and the population is largely stupid. So what do we do?
Well, Ollie, I've got a surprise for you. Nothing has changed. The population is stupid. The population's not prepared to fight for itself. This isn't the first broken. Name one political system that you could say has been perfect and not broken. Name one.
I can't.
Well, do you know what? We talk about oppression. That there's a common theme that evolves every month, and we forget about the one from 6 months earlier. Yeah. We're oppressed. We've got Prince Harry, who's oppressed by the media, and he's taking money from the media, and we're shocked. Well, we shouldn't be shocked.
He's a hypocrite.
We're shocked by this MP who was stabbed to death by some Muslim bloke from Somalia, and we can't understand it.
I wasn't shocked, and I do understand exactly what happened.
Well, do you know what? We celebrate November
and so do
5th.
you, by the way. I bet you weren't shocked, were you?
No, I wasn't shocked at all. We celebrate November the 5th when a group of Catholics, and I'm Catholic, Catholics actually were going to go one step further and not just kill one MP, but to take out the entire Palace of Westminster.
Yeah, that's a celebration worth having. I'm being somewhat satirical, yeah.
We can afford satire on the show, Ollie. The point is, and this is what really does actually shock me about the current education system, is children aren't being forced to read history. We're reading about African history. It's like jolly good, but it doesn't really affect me. The climate's very different. Yeah. The point being is that if we read history, we can amuse ourselves that we're just repeating it in a slightly different format. And in actual fact, in a rather more civilized format. I mean, I was not aware that there was a gladiatorial auditorium in London. And actually, it's sited underneath Guildhall. The point being is that for the amusement of our children, the Saturday matinee would be a few Christians being fed to angry bears and rather upset lions. Now, that's now changed. We then evolved into football, and now we've got cage fighting and what have you. The point is, we haven't changed, and I don't think the expectation is that we should.
Yeah, but hold on. Whoa. Rodders, okay, let me tell you one or two of the values that I was brought up to believe in by, for example, my grandfather who dodged torps for 4 years in the Med during World War II. One of them, you leave behind better than you found. Yeah?
Well,
Two.
You don't. You don't. Unfortunately, that doesn't happen.
No, you strive. To what is it? Strive to seek to find, but not to yield. Yeah, you basically do your best. And also another value, you hold in trust this wonderful rock, this beautiful culture, all the best of us. You improve stuff that is crap, and you hold in trust the rest for the next generation. We're not doing that. We're not doing any of that. We're just chucking it all out the window.
Ollie, you're absolutely right. But the point is, it's wrong to blame the government. It's always someone else's fault.
Well, no. I'm not just blaming the government, but the government is corrupt. When Boris Johnson said yesterday, corrupt, right. Look, my point, is that there's nothing wrong with arguing for better, even though you're not going to get to utopia. You never are.
All right.
But if you fall short, it's going to be better. And at least you can have a debate about it. And you're going to get a lot of this corrupt crap. The Starmers of this world, for example, giving Savile a pass, and the Pakistani rape gangs and goodness knows what, giving them a pass. And then all the Tory sleaze and all the bloody, you will expose a lot of that along the way. As opposed to what the mainstream media does, is they just ignore it. They just ignore it. And if ever they bring any of that up, it's as a distraction. A distraction against the stories that really matter, such as that the quacks ain't, such as that it's being used, as is the climate crisis, to bring in this great reset, which is a fact.
Okay.
The mainstream media is ignoring that, and everything they can, they use as a distraction.
Ollie,
and it's no wonder that the resultant public is thick.
Well, it's not the result. The public are thick to start off with. And when I say
they're not
that
given much of a chance, Rodders.
oh, what a load of nonsense! What an
Go on, then.
absolute
Go on,
load of crap!
go on. I've had
You
me
know,
rant.
when people ultimately have enough, and they can be actually asked to do something, they have a revolution. Now let's take some revolutions which have been mildly forgotten. When the Americans got fed up with being told what to do by a German, British king, English king, they had a civil war. They had a revolution. They fought for independence. We had the Boston Tea Party.
That's right.
Because they didn't believe that they should be governed without a vote. No taxation without representation and all that kind of jazz.
Yeah. I'd have joined
When
them.
the Russian people felt that natural fact they really had enough of the Tsarist system, a revolution occurred. And the fact is,
well, the Bolshevik revolution.
And we had a revolution in 1979.
That's actually, let me just say, what happened with the Bolshevik revolution, I'm not entirely sure that the history is completely honest about that.
Well, history is only written
in
by the
fact,
winners.
I don't know that we can trust the history about anything.
Well, okay. Well, in actual fact, you make a very valid umbrella point. And the point is this, is that don't look to other people for values. I think one of the problems that we have in modern society is we walked away from what we believe to be our own values. Now, picture this.
Yeah.
Rather than worrying about the rights of someone who identifies as Ronald McDonald or a can of Coke next month and his legal rights, imagine you're on a desert island with a group of people. What are your basic personal values that you need to protect in a survival situation where you've gone beyond just feeding yourself, you feel the need to protect someone else? What actually is important in the bare bones? Are you doing your hair, Bugsy? Do you want to do a little shave whilst you pluck an eyebrow or two?
Hold on, we got some folks wondering how they can call in. We got Mark Conway, for example. He's saying it's ko.click/Zoom. So get Zoom on your device or whatever, and then just go to that in a web browser, and it will open up your app, and it will patch you through, and all the rest of it. And if I get any of that Russian porn calling in, I'm going to be most put out, because that sometimes happens. But anyway, right?
Olly,
Sorry, Rodders, go on.
Education starts with self, and I think the problem is the media. I think is the biggest worry at the moment. Because we're led by the media. There is a huge world outside of what we read in the media. Take any newspaper, the Daily Mail today, 97% of what I read in preparation for this show was absolute rubbish. And it's designed to cause a reaction. And actually, if you put the Daily Mail to one side, what are my values?
It is like a soft porn rag, the Daily Mail now.
Is.
The Mail Online certainly is.
I tell you what, Bugsy's rather concerning me. Here we have a London cabbie at work looking into the camera. It makes you want, are our streets safe?
I'll tell you.
I'm getting into all of that self-important shit. Hey, look at me, look. All that, You're
doing a selfie, Bugs.
By the
That's
way,
our London cabbie, bless him, who does a lot of stringing for Daily Chaos. Bugs, is London still amidst utter crisis fuel-wise, or was that just a lot of old cock?
Yeah, it's a load of old nonsense. They wanted to get rid of all the old fuel from last year. That's what that was.
Really? I don't know. Does fuel go off? Does fuel go off? It's not like milk, is it?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, all that old crap, they want to get that off.
Right. Let's do a quick roll call. We've got Predator Jeff. He's popped in as well. Predator Jeff, can you hear me, sir?
Yes, Olly. How you doing, mate? All right.
Man, it has been a long time. God bless you.
Must be 3 or 4 years, something like that.
It has. Mate, all those daily Brexits that we did together, struggling with Discord, trying to work out how the hell to use Discord. Zoom is much easier. How are you? Are you still in Cornwall way?
Yeah, well, I'm in the southwest. I wouldn't say Cornwall, but yeah. I just listening to what you were saying there to the Viscount, right? And is it Viscount or Viscount? I don't know how you pronounce it.
Call me Rodders. Rodri, that works.
Rodders.
Yeah, that works. Yeah.
Rodders, do you know what? When I first seen you, Rodders, do you know who you reminded me of?
Go on.
A sort of slightly more handsome version of Jeremy Clarkson.
I'll take that as a compliment. I'll take
I was
that.
going to go for James
With a
Bond.
posher voice.
The job's up for grabs. You know, James Bond, he's very smooth, isn't he, the Viscount?
Well, I've got to say, Jeff, I've got to say, I was when I saw your name pop up, Predator Jeff, I was just wondering, what do you eat for breakfast?
I like meat. This is the thing I wanted to bring up actually on the show. They want to get everybody on lab.
Don't bring up your
lab
lunch. Don't bring your lunch up on the show. We don't need those kind of sound effects. Go on, Jeff. Sorry, go on.
I'll start projectile vomiting all over the show for you. There you go, Ollie. No, they want to get everybody on lab-grown meats. They want to take away our meat. And
They do.
I'm
Bugs.
a massive meat eater. I like meat. I'm eating potatoes, man. You know, but I don't like the idea of that at all.
That's come out. That's come out of COP, hasn't it? COP out, Jet Fest, whatever it is. Let's just get this right. What they've said is they want us. Cows fart apparently, and Joe Biden. So they want to put down the cows and maybe, who knows, put down Joe Biden. I don't know.
There's 4 of him. They're clones.
He's only got 1 stomach. The cows have got 8, but nonetheless, lots of farting and what have you. They also want to get rid of cash. They want to get rid of cash. I don't know what that's got to do with the planet, but they want to get rid of cash. Jeff, carry on. I think they're the 2 main things that came out. No, what else came out of that cop out, whatever?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't watch the cop out thing because I knew it'd be the same old. You know, you're going on about this fake runaway global warming narrative.
Are you ready to start eating locusts?
No, they can stick their locusts. I'm not Chinese. That's what Chinese do, isn't it? They eat all this.
And Bear Grylls. Yeah.
Bear Grylls.
They eat anything, basically. I mean,
Bear Grylls.
I've got standards. So I wanted to make a point about.
Go on.
Rodders said about taxation without representation. Do you believe, Rodders, that we're actually represented by our local government?
No, we're not. But having said that, the problem is that any aberrations in the House of Commons are overemphasised in the media. The media is all about stirring our reactions. And in actual fact, what the media presents is not actually really representative of the real world. But in terms of just bullying, for example, now is a criminal act. You're terrible. In actual fact, I'm going to be bloody disappointed if my child, my 10-year-old daughter, is not bullied. And I'll tell you why. Bullying is part of life in all its varying forms. To pretend it doesn't happen is to pretend that we don't burp or fart or any of those things. People get to the top in politics by bullying. Coming to your point of, is the House of Commons representative of the people who pay the taxes? The answer is no, it's not, but we're prepared to tolerate it. And it's easy to say Boris Johnson's a bastard and the rest of it. You know what?
Well, he is.
Something about it.
Yeah, we're trying to do something about it as well, Rod.
Ollie, talk to the hand. I have no sympathy because people have a vote and on the whole, they're apathetic. In fact, most of the voters are too lazy even to be apathetic. They can't summon the energy to be apathetic.
Well, hold on a sec. Okay, you said me talk to the hand. I talk to this screen.
No, I don't mean you. It's figurative. It's rhetorical.
Fair enough. Because many of us, we really, really, really are trying to improve things politically, geopolitically.
How do you do that? On a practical basis.
By creating awareness. The only way you can really do that is by talking. No? Unless you want to start, doing some dodgy jihad stuff and getting out machetes and stuff. But if you are a reasonable person, you talk to your neighbours, yeah? You get down to the pub, you have a chat, you do a show like this or whatever.
As people have done for centuries.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
So
all the revolutions, they start, you mentioned the Boston Tea Party. Actually, revolutions, traditionally, they start in the tea shops.
Yeah, over a cup of char.
Over a cup of char.
But then it then becomes, it then begs the question, how do you start a legal revolution to moderate the electoral system and the type of people who are selected as MPs.
Yeah, that's a very good
let's
question.
Face it, the problem that I've got with people who say, "Oh, I wouldn't vote for Boris Johnson because he doesn't stand for this particular issue." Now, let's take an issue of immigration. Sorry, Bugsy, I know you want to leap in. When people voted in the 1950s and 60s for either a Conservative or a Labour government, they were effectively voting for the lesser of the evils that was most relevant to them, i.e. the economy. They were not giving the government of the day a mandate to import immigrants. What they were, when you voted Conservative, you were voting for economic prosperity, or whatever it happened to be, or if you voted Labour, it's for more workers' rights and more equal society. But the voter was not saying yes to importing people from all parts of the world who are not Northern European. Now, how can you effectively vote for or mandate a government with a majority slate of policies? The problem is that if you want economic prosperity, you've got to vote Conservative, but you're also accepting a variety of other policies that actually we hate. That is what I think is part of the iniquity of this present voting system. But it could be as iniquitous as you want. What can I actually do about it? The reality is the sort of person who wants to become an MP, I think that is fundamentally warped. There's something wrong with him. On the whole.
I think psychopaths.
Well, you could. That's a ridiculous term, Bugsy, and it doesn't do you any favors. Psychopathy is a different.
Control freak.
There is a problem actually. Is there not?
Hey, listen,
sorry, go on, Bugs.
Talk about governments and figureheads and all that crap, right? Dig this, Viscount. Dig this. There is a permanent government in every region, in the 10 regions of the world, that are pulling the strings about all those puppets they call politicians. They're all legal gangsters, all right? And I, for one, know that there's a permanent government. And Olly's right about the tyranny going on, the totalitarianism. And people are not waking up to what's happening to them. They're being locked down and they've got health passports ready for extermination, the Holocaust. Yeah? Everybody's being vaccinated mandatory in Dublin. It will come here, right? Now, I know I don't know about politics, right? But by the way, I've got good news for you. I'm drinking for the both of us, all right? So that's good, right? I just want to get that across. And you look well, too. You're looking at a good Bond movie. You'd be good in it. But seriously, these people are full of S-H-I-T. And I think that what people are not seeing is that Australia is in a serious critical way.
Yeah.
So is America. America, I promise you, I'm going to predict this. They're going to have an internal revolution and you'll have 2 presidents running America because they're in a shambles. It's like Sodom and Gomorrah there, and the military will take over and rule. You watch that will happen quickly.
Let me. Oh, okay, Bugs. Let me ask you, Rodders, about psychopathy, because it does seem to me actually that is a serious problem that we have in not only politics but in all walks of life. Because the simple reason that if you don't have any empathy, it's very easy to tread on anybody, whoever, to get yourself to the top. All the turds rise to the top. They don't give a damn about anybody else around them. They have a huge head start in that respect. And you can see the psychopathy in these kind of characters. I mean, people like Tony Blair, people like Joe Biden, the way he pulled out of Afghanistan. These people are not sane. And when I say sane, I mean, they lack morality.
It's a famous
I know. Bugs. Let me just finish. I know that psychopathy. We all of us have some sort of an element or some sort of a scale of it. But there seems to be the people that do get to the top. They seem to have a huge amount of it. No.
Well,
hey.
Olly,
hold on, Bugs.
Do you know what? It is endemic in the human condition. Don't be surprised. I mean, if you want a figurehead who's risen to the top, who is completely devoid of empathy, and the only thing that stops him going further in his career and committing crime because of the fear of prison is Michael O'Leary. I think Ryanair is the biggest slap in the face to 20th century technology and customer relations. But as he said it doesn't matter. He laughs. He openly laughs.
Yeah, no, I see that. I agree with you.
How badly he can treat people.
I see that. But at least he's not in politics, though. At least
hang on. But he's responsible for the safety of more people than Boris Johnson is. I can't remember how many millions of people were transported.
No, Boris Johnson is responsible for the safety of 72 million people.
Yeah, well, there you go. And he wants to charge them. He wants to charge them £1 to go to the bathroom, and he laughs about it because it's a good PR stunt. As he said openly, the Germans will crawl stark bollock naked over broken glass if they get a good deal. He doesn't care. Now,
Daddy's not thick, is he?
Hold on, Bugs.
Hang on, but you've got several examples of like people like this, and all they are is demonstrating the human condition. The people that rise to the top elbow and bully their way to the top. So, example, this notion that we can eradicate bullying in society and schools is A, unrealistic, and B, it's not healthy because it's denying something which is a part of nature. It's natural.
No, but
it's like getting upset with a praying mantis, a female praying mantis, for ripping the head off the bloke after it's had a session and then eating it.
Yeah, but again,
that's not
Rodders, this is something that people just are not aware of. They just
are
not.
They are. Mate,
pardon?
Mate, do you know what? How can you have the emperor of Rome actually declaring that his horse is a god and he marries his sister? You know, and everyone was too frightened, too shocked, horrified by Caligula's cruelty and brutality. They tolerated it. They were prepared to follow it until it just got too much, and then they killed him. You know, these things don't change. 5,000 years of human evolution.
But the main reason they don't change is because the people are not informed. I mean, look at what happened with books being denied to people, and of course they cost a lot of money until recently. Now, when we have an opportunity for true education and debate, that's denied. Again, it's denied because these tossers that run the likes of fascist book, Facebook, whatever it is, they corral everybody into their own groups where they cannot have a reasonable debate with people on the other side of the aisle. And that is what is required. Is when, I mean, you and I, for example, we fundamentally disagree about many, many things. But that doesn't mean I don't like you. I fucking love you. Sorry, I swore then. I love you, man. I think you're awesome. You're great. You're a great character and all the rest of it. People, there's no reason why people coming at things from different approaches and all the rest of it shouldn't be able to have a reasonable discussion and you know, hopefully I'm not with you, mate, but have a drink over it as well. And
but Olly,
we are being denied that, and we're being divided, and people are deliberately being a climate antagonism is being created when it is not necessary.
Listen.
Hold on, Bugs. Hold on.
No, Olly. What you say is extremely valid, but the thing which is most important that underpins what you say is we are joined by, but we've got more in common that is much stronger that allows us to have differences. And the problem that we
absolutely, exactly.
So what we have in common is the strongest cement between us. Therefore, we can afford to have differences.
That's right.
I think the problem with a great chunk of our diverse society is, in actual fact, the things that bind us are no longer common amongst us all, or they're portrayed as being uncommon and absurd.
It's because we've been divided and conquered, though, isn't it?
By who? By the people we vote for. So, you know, it's a bit unfair.
Yeah. Well, we've been divided in every possible, you know, way that you can possibly conceive of, you know, and they do it all the time. It's deliberate and it's by design. I'll tell you what I've been thinking about is the human condition, what you were talking about. And the human condition is, I mean, if you look at us as a species, we're the only species on the planet capable of lying, and that is the crux of the matter. If you could hang a device around your neck right? So that every time you tell the truth, it lights up green. Every time you lie, it lights up red. And every time there's something a bit inconclusive is going on, it lights up amber, like a traffic light system. Hang it round your neck, put it on all bloody politicians and all your, you know, so that when they go on telly or whatever, everybody would know when they're bullshitting. That would solve a lot of the world's problems. I honestly believe that.
Well, the House of Commons would look like the inside of Stringfellows on a Friday night or a disco or something.
Well, it'd be like a red light district, wouldn't it? It would be like a red light district because they're bloody incapable of telling the truth.
You know what? That's a great idea, because at least you'd see that they're actually telling the truth, lying, or maybe they're not going to tell the truth, or maybe not lie. You know what I mean?
Well, it's an old saying, Bugs. Is it Bugsy?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an old saying, mate. How do you know when a politician's lying? You can see his bloody lips moving.
Well, the problem is also, Jeff, is that you can't fault a person who actually believes something which is patently untrue. You know, I mean, at a certain shank of the evening, you know, a certain taxi driver will phone me up and say, "God blimey," and you know it's after closing time, and he's just had a vision. And you think, actually, this is bollocks. But he believes it, absolutely, heart and soul.
Yeah.
Your truth is as relevant as anyone else's. You know, and of course, we now get into
Do you know most politicians are Libra, that they take these jobs because they can detach from the human thought straight away? They're so cold that most politicians, is a fact, that are Libra. Because
Really?
Thatcher was a Libra, they're all Libra. They're all cold bastards. I'm telling you, they can detach straight away, and they don't. Empathy is a beautiful word, and they don't have it. None of these global leaders, and you lot are all being hoodwinked. All those lot in the House of Lords are useless. Get in there, my lord, and sort them all out. Do you know what I mean? Get them off the booze. Get them sorted out. Get them in a nice suit. Get Boris sorted out, because he looks like Wurzel Gummidge. How can you represent the country looking like that? He went on TV telling us, "Do hands, face, you know, kiss my arse, and we'll all do this and all do that." And then he goes up to all the nurses, gives them an elbow, and he's got no mask on himself. He's a hypocrite. You know, he's a hypocrite. He's
and
a
you're
moron.
surprised. Do you know, it's so sweet that the naivety of of people are surprised that others behave badly, that they're hypocrites, that their loins twitch in varying directions. Ooh,
Yeah, usually other people's wives.
well, yeah, and frankly, so what? You know, the reality. What is interesting is that people still have the capacity to be surprised by bad behaviour.
I want to ask you one question, my lord. New World Order. Do you believe in it? Yes or no?
Well, it depends what you mean by New World Order.
Do you believe that this is going ahead in front of your eyes, or are you just ignoring it?
Well, that's two.
Because I've got a
questions,
lot of
actually.
evidence to throw at you now. Careful what you say.
Well,
Bugs,
like you said,
let him
you asked me
answer.
one question.
Let him answer.
I will.
Ask me too. The answer is I don't believe. I think the majority of these ridiculous conspiracy theories actually deny the presence of cock-up, pure human incompetence.
No. Do you know what Freemasonry is? It's the it's the art of Satanism.
Okay, no, now you're changing the subject ever so slightly, Bugs.
I'm just getting into context. Global psychopaths are coming together. They have been planning this for many, many years, Rodri, many, many years, and they're in the process of getting rid of the internet right now. Now, this is where I come in. Your QNF phones, 7 billion have been made for everybody on the
What's
planet.
a QNF? What's a QNF
It's a
phone?
QFS phone, you know, the smartphone sort of
Right.
3D, all this carry on, track you, lazy you, all that shite, right? And what
Well,
it
that's
is,
called a phone. That's just a phone,
now
a
they
mobile
made
phone.
7
No?
billion of them. Hang on, they made 7 billion of them in England, Germany, and finishing.
We know
the
they're
parts of
tracking
America.
devices.
Now,
We know.
why would you make 7 billion new phones for the whole population and put them all on through your tracking system for your cards, your banking, everything that's going through this system now is coming in through Klaus Schwab and all those global, and they are psychopaths.
Okay, hold on a sec. Well, I want to come back to the phone because I don't know about that and I want to hear more about it. But first of all, Bugs, let's just be clear, yeah. The Rodders, they've been talking about the New World Order for decades, mate. Come on. I mean, the first time I, let me just do my spiel here. The first time I heard the phrase was George Herbert Walker Bush stood up and he said, "It's a great opportunity for a new world order." And then we heard old Bill Clinton going on about it. And then over in the UK, we had Blair going on about it. And then Gordon Brown had Tourette's talking about the new world order. I am not joking. The only thing that was missing was the media reporting on these various people talking about the New World Order, New World Order. And then, I'm nearly finished. And then they rebranded it. That's what the Great Reset is. The World Economic Forum, you put it at the top of any search engine, preferably not a censorious one, but even that one, it'll be the top result. I know, because I've done it.
Of the $1
Just a
bill,
sec, Bugs. Let me finish. So you go to the Great World Economic Forum, Great Reset, and it is the top result. And they've got a page about it. They've got a video about it. They tell you what their pledges are. By 2030, you will own nothing and you will be happy. That isn't paraphrasing. That is a direct quote. The UN backs this. The UN is absolutely all over this, salivating in their desire to implement this kind of China model of control. It is not a conspiracy, Rodders. Do you not? Have you never heard about it? Have you never heard about it?
Look, I beg to differ. But in answer to your question, Bugsy, if there is a new world order, I for one would be very pleased because I'd like to join it. How do I get in to be chairman of the Central Committee of the New World Order? That's where I'd like to be personally. So I've reset my ambition thanks to you and this New World Order.
Well, you know what?
Listen,
we need
Rodri,
it. Bugs, hold on, Bugs. Hold on, Bugs. Bugs. I think this is my show. Oh, Bugs, I'm going to mute you if you're going to keep interrupting. Look, you know what? I've got to tell you. This is my show. Look, I just want to say before, I want to hear what you have to say as well. But I just want to say, I can't remember what I was going to say. Yeah, the thing is, we need a great reset. But do we really need a great reset directed by people that aren't even elected?
Yeah, based on
the best way, actually.
Only if they're benevolent. Only a benevolent dictator. I hear what you're saying, Rodders. A benevolent dictator, but do you think that Soros is benevolent? Do you think that these kind of demtards that are trying to, impose God knows what on us, that are trying to get us vaxxed, that are trying to vaccinate 5-year-old kids? Do you think that these are civilized people, the kind of people that you want to put in charge of society?
Well, I tell you what, one issue which really does concern me, which is that it is this issue of migration. This is a very practical issue, and if someone has an answer for me, I'd be delighted to listen. If you take the migrants into the UK, and I don't have the numbers in front of me because I wasn't expecting to talk about this, but if you take the average cost, which is paid in cash, or the fee payable to a people trafficker, is about $10,000 US. If you take the people who have been shipped from the DRC, Democratic Republic of the Congo, DRC one, in actual fact, the question mark is this: where do they get the physical US dollars to pay the people traffickers? One of the fingers that's been pointed, and again, it's part of the conspiracy, is the $30 billion which has been spent by the Soros charity foundation that doesn't have to account for its expenditure. The point is if you're in Democratic Republic of the Congo, where do you physically get $10,000 from? Where are all these dollar bills being spread around? Do you see what I mean? If you've got 1,000 people coming in from DRC and they've paid the people trafficker, They travel across the Mediterranean. Is there a cash point in the jungle where you go and you get the dollars to pay the traffickers? Who's providing the physical cash to pay for the migrant trail?
It's policy, though, isn't it? It's policy. The UN Migrant Compact, the UN Migration Compact.
No, Ollie, you're missing the point.
No, I'm not.
UN...
I'm not. I'm telling you why it's happening. It is policy. May, yeah, Theresa May. She signed up in Marrakesh. So did Biden on behalf of the Obama administration. The last Obama. I mean, now we're in Obama 3, aren't we? In Obama 2, he went over to Marrakesh. Terry May, whatever, she was there. She signed that autonomously. There's, I think, been one question about it in Parliament. One. No debate. No debate. A single question. That is it. It was an autonomous decision when she signed the UN Migration Compact, and the UN Migration Compact basically says borders are null and void. In other Boris Johnson, by the way, when he said, hey, we're going to take back control of our borders, absolute lying little shit. Because the truth is that instead of rescinding May's signatory to the UN Migration Compact, which by the way, Trump did. He rescinded the US signatory to that compact. He said, no, you've got to be joking. And since Biden is back, they're back into it. Nobody ever voted for this. Boris lied when he said about taking back control of the borders, because the fact is the UK is signed up to the UN Migration Compact. As for the funding of this, I've got no idea. But I do know that the reason it is going on, that we're having these floods of migrants and all the rest of it, is because of this whole Coudenhove-Kalergi plan, which is being set in motion to destabilize Western nations and, again, to help with this divide and rule and control base that they can bring in this great reset. And God knows what that involves. But at the moment, it looks like a mass extermination event is going on, frankly. When I look at the statistics with the WHO, with the World Health Organization, just in the last couple of days, they are talking about millions of people that are being adversely affected by this quacks. But now I'm going to have to cut off from YouTube in a minute, because YouTube can't take this. They can't take the truth. But the fact is that according to the WHO, there is a huge problem, and it just when you join the dots, it looks extremely sinister. But in terms of this migration thing, I mean, there's no question, there's no surprise about it, Rodders. It's policy.
Hey, Rodri.
No, hold on a sec. I want Rodders to have a right reply there, because I just he said I was boring.
Okay.
You're allowed to say I'm boring,
You know what?
Rodders.
All that top line policy stuff, frankly, is dull narrative that sends people to sleep. The question,
I don't think it is sending people to sleep. I think people are livid about what they're seeing happening across the English Channel at the moment, or coming into the southern border in the States. I think people are livid about it. I don't think they're asleep about that at all. But it is a direct result of the UN Migration Compact that the mainstream media never talks about. And when Theresa May signed that, autocratically, the media said nothing.
Yeah, well, okay, Ollie, fine. The narrative top line stuff actually is almost around borderless countries and migration, etc., is great. The people don't care. The people really don't care. If you want to get tangible, concrete evidence of law breaking, which in actual fact the people will pay attention to, who are the actual paymasters of the criminal traffickers? Now that's a more interesting.
It's the government. It's the government.
Warren Buffett funds all the cartels around the world, and that's.
I think you'll find that it's being funded via the UN. The UN is funding it, and who funds the UN? Taxpayers all over the world. We are paying for our own demise.
All around the world.
Well, I think
Warren Buffett. That's another global psychopath. Hey, How can you
Personally,
say,
I would
Rodri,
say-
that a man that says you will own nothing and be happy is not a psychopathic
I'm afraid you're getting
phrase?
But Bugsy, you're getting your names mixed up. Warren Buffett has not. You know nothing about Warren Buffett very clearly.
I do know a lot about Warren Buffett. Don't think I'm ignorant. I'm very well versed on all of this. The only one that's ignorant here is you, because you can't.
No. Hold on a sec.
No,
Hold
he
on a
is.
sec.
He won't admit it. He knows it's going on, and I know he does.
What's that
Right?
got to
I
do
know
with
he
Warren
does.
Buffett?
Listen, when they were getting a load of these migrants coming over, they had prepaid debit cards. So I think a lot of it, they were given prepaid debit cards so they can spend all this money, you know, buying their new iPhones and
Yeah,
all this.
that's an
But
interesting. Yeah.
But I think it's the central bankers that are behind it, the Rothschilds probably, most likely, people like George Soros, people that like wielding money like a knife, like George Soros. I mean, he loves
Warren
it.
Buffett.
Well,
No, the
yeah,
point-
possibly.
Look, you know what? You can bandy these names about, but the fact is that it is taxpayers around the world that are paying for this. We are funding the UN, and the UN is doing this, is orchestrating this.
course.
We are
Everybody
paying
used
for our
data.
own cultural genocide, and that is what is going on.
Ollie, I've got a
This is
plan for you.
Go on,
fundamentally
go on,
against tax.
go on, Rodders.
You know what? These debates are all about top line stuff and moaning and complaining. If you want to affect change, how about this for a challenge?
Go on.
We put out an appeal,
Yeah.
and the appeal is to fund the investigation of who actually puts the dollars in the hands of traffickers. There you've got a hot lead that, in actual fact, you can convert the theory into practical evidence that supports your Great Reset and your New World Order. And
I don't need to
actually, that
support
would be
it.
quite fun.
I don't need to support anything, Rodders, because it is going on and it is all there. All people need to do
No
is a
one's
simple
listening.
web search.
No one shall be, well, Ollie, the fact is that because it continues. Your biggest complaint, or people's biggest complaints, is that how can it happen? But it's like, well, do you know what? If you can identify the smoking gun, who is actually handing out the dollars to people traffickers? That's not too difficult to find out. Now you've got a real story, because people who come up with these conspiracies are normally thought of as crackpots. And it's interesting for about 10 minutes.
No. That's very easy to dismiss people like that. That's not fair, because these conspiracy theories are actually right, because they do their homework and they study them. And these bloody assholes that are coming in to rule the Great Reset, Boris Johnson is now going Build Back Better after bloody
That's right.
Biden said it.
That's right.
Right, and here's another thing. This New World Order is nearly in, right? And it's in the Bible, and it's written in Paul, right? And it's written in Revelation. We're in Revelation 1:1. The four horse apocalypse, which is inflation, food shortages, gas prices through the roof, crippling us every way they can, Rodri. Wake up, man. Wake up. You're a lord. Get on there and get in there and do something about that idiot that's running the country. Right? Do you know what I mean?
Now look, we're coming up to a break. Rodders, hold that thought. We're coming up to a break on Revolution Radio. Bugs, bless you, mate. Hold on. We're coming up to a break. Top of the hour over at Revolution Radio. You're watching or listening to Daily Chaos. I'm Olly Connelly. God bless you. See you in a couple of minutes' time. 2-3 minutes'
Have I
time.
got time
Thank
for
you.
a fag?
Yes. You have a quick smoke.
I got
Good on
time
you.
for a pint.
Fine. Yeah.
No, a fag.
I'm just teasing you. I'm just busting your balls. How are you, Rodri?
Aye.
When we come back,
You know what? Okay, look, people. Look at that. Right, hold on. Let me turn the volume down. For crying out loud. Where's the thing? Do. Right, okay. I've muted us onto Revolution Radio, for a couple of minutes. This is my commercial break, people. My commercial break. Just wanted to show you this, if you can see the screen. Calling all whistleblowers. This is part of the new homepage at Daily Chaos, which is I still haven't launched it yet. I need to launch the. I know I need to launch the damn thing. But yeah, Anyway, it is very nearly there. I know I've been saying this for months, but it is. But look, this is really what it's about, yeah? Calling all whistleblowers. Daily Chaos requests interviews to expose this scam-demic. Go to Great Reset, which is what is going on. Medic, carer, teacher, police, army, veteran, journalist, concerned parent, research citizen, stakeholder in society, or you want to make the case everything's just fine, which, by the way, Rodders today is doing. Let's create the debate the mainstream media denies. Yeah, there you go, people. There you go. So anyway, that's what I'm trying to do. Yeah, with the new site. Look, if you can support Daily Chaos, please do. It's down there. Yeah, buymeacoffee.com/Daily Chaos. And I would appreciate that. I would like to say that today's show was sponsored, but it wasn't. I didn't get any donations last week. I did the week before. God bless you, Leah, Pauline, Bugs as well here, and other people. You know, thank you. But the fact is that, you know, I'll tell you what. It takes a long time to produce this stuff. And that website, guess what? Yeah, there's a lot of time. You know, and so look. Do us a favor, support the bloody thing, yeah? Support the thing. buymeacoffee.com/Daily Chaos. And yes, share it, yeah? The censorious crap from, you know, bloody YouTube, Facebook, whatever, it's a nightmare. It is very, very difficult. It is like getting blood out of a stone.
Can we talk about that?
So there you go. Yeah, Bugs, we can. Let me just quickly check in.
Can we talk about this renaming of Metaverse?
You can talk about whatever you like, as far as I'm concerned, mate.
Right,
hold on a sec. Let me just check in what's going on with Rev Radio.
Societies and the shadowy elite who
Don't
construct
jump, Rodri.
So Rodders is having a smoke. I think he needs a smoke. Bugs,
Are we on air now, or are we?
Hey, we're still going out. We're still going out. Predator Jeff, God bless you, man.
We're not in a commercial break then or anything, right?
No, we're not. Well, I did mine. Just go on.
You were saying about who was funding. All this, people trafficking and shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if you think about it logically, right? We've got a magic money tree.
Listen to Revolution Radio, freedomslips.com.
Hey, Predator Jeff, hold on. We're just going to get back into Revolution Radio, and then I want you to pick up exactly where you are. Just a sec.
Revolution Radio. The opinions expressed on this radio station, its programs, and its website by the hosts, guests, and call-in listeners or chatters are solely the opinions of the original source who expressed them. They do not necessarily represent the opinions of Revolution Radio and freedomslips.com, its staff, or affiliates. You're listening to Revolution Radio, freedomslips.com, 100% listener-supported radio, and now we return you
I know a lot of people like that, actually. That's the guy outside to have a smoke. People do that, man.
Well, he's had enough. He's had enough of it. I've had enough.
Doobie. Hurrah. Hello, everybody. Daily Chaos here with Olly Connelly. God bless you at wakeupuk.net, at revolution.radio. If you're watching on Rumble, ko.click/Rumble. If you're watching at YouTube, I haven't cut you off yet because we haven't really gone into too much detail about the quacks. And so I guess, I don't know, I might not get a strike. They took a video of mine down last week called Save Our Children, which was about some of the pedo stuff that's going on. And I want to ask Rodders about that in a minute, because I know that he's trying to put a bill through the House to lock up these pedos for a lot longer than they're getting at the moment. But they took this down. It was a debate. About this, about paedophilia and looking after kids and stuff. And YouTube just decided, it's about a couple of years old, this video. YouTube just decided that they were just going to pull it. No discussion or anything. They stole my content. They just stole it. It's gone. I just think it's absolutely disgusting. And if you are on YouTube and you're not trying to watch this show on a network which actually does give a damn about free speech and debate, then you know what? I'm not sure that I even care to broadcast the show to you, quite frankly. Because you know what? You've got to help me. We have to help each other. If we want free speech, if we want to debate, if we want to try and improve things, we need to do it together. It's all very well turning up and having a listen and all the rest of it. Oh, having a laugh and it's quite good fun and all the rest of it. You know what? We all need to try and help. Now, you know what? This is probably it's probably not out of copyright. This video might be pulled as a result of that on YouTube. I don't care. I'm going to play it anyway. God bless. It is Remembrance Day today.
God bless you.
Rodders!
That was
Right, you know what? That's enough of that. Rodders, so that's what? That's the Damn Bastards March. For anybody that isn't clued in on what that's about, Rodders, tell us, please, briefly.
Well, it was the Damn Bastards March with the theme tune from a fantastic war film, which was about the bombing raid over the Ruhr Valley.
That's right.
Damn Bastards raid. What was he called? Guy. Oh God, my mind's gone absolutely soggy.
I can't remember who invented the bomb.
David
It was the bounce.
was in it.
It was the Dickie Attenborough, not David. Dickie. What was
right.
the?
Oh, yeah, sorry.
What was the name of the guy that invented the bouncing bomb that exploded
Barnes
into
Wallace.
the dam? Eh?
Barnes Wallace.
Barnes Wallace. Yeah, genius bloke. So they basically blew up this dam, and then all the water went all over all the German industry and what have you. And it was a pretty key episode in World War II that thwarted the Nazi build-up.
Guy Gibson, 617 Squadron.
Guy Gibson, yeah. He was the guy with the dog, whose name we're not allowed to say, but
Nigger.
you probably will. Eh?
It was the dog was called Nigger.
Yeah, he was. He was called Nigger. Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, Bugs.
Oh, you're only allowed to use that word if you're black, apparently. Apparently, I don't understand why. I don't understand that at all. It doesn't make any sense to me. Yeah, but apparently that Kyle Wittenhouse or whatever his name is, he got off in the States, didn't he? That guy that defended his turf or around the corner from his turf, did basically what the police were refusing to do, and he got off. But Biden called him a white supremacist, didn't he? Biden, according to Jay Carey, thanks Jay, I appreciate this tip, he called him a white supremacist. This guy, I hope that guy Whittenhouse, Wrighthouse, whatever his name is. I hope he sues Biden and gets an apology from this arse wipe president who can't even, have a conversation with a pope without getting him confused with a matador or something he thought he was, or an American.
You should
football
look at
player.
him. He's different
Absolute
all the time.
moron.
One minute he's
Complete
alive,
moron.
next minute he's senile, next minute he's younger, next minute he's more plastic. They're clones.
Bugsy, it's Remembrance Day. We've just had the Dam Busters March, rousing music. You're on the road. Can't you find a German tourist to run over?
Oh, Jesus. I'm banned on Facebook for 4 years.
Aye.
You off that at the moment or what? You've been banned still.
I got to say, I did want to ask you, though. I know we touched on it very, very briefly in the first half. I did want to ask you, Rodders, because I have so many question marks about history, what to believe, what we can't believe. And the Second World War is a great example of that, because it seems to me that there were all sorts of terrible things going on against German citizens in Poland, which, I'm not entirely sure that the invasion of Poland from Hitler didn't have some semblance of justification. I don't know. I wasn't there. I'm not sticking up for anybody. I'm just saying I have questions. And just briefly also, you know what? I mean, General Patton, he said we were on the wrong side. We were fighting the wrong people. And he very conveniently died soon after that. Ike went on to become president. Ike, of course, did warn us about the military-industrial complex on his deathbed. But before that, he was exterminating countless Germans in, guess what? Concentration camps. US, British concentration camps where Germans who probably if they didn't get involved in the German war effort, they got knocked off. I don't know. I'm just saying. Are we just wrong? Let me just finish, and then I'll open this up to the floor. Are we wrong to blindly just accept history for what it is? And you know what? We were the good guys. They were the bad guys. And queen and country, and that's it. Rod.
Ollie. No, the answer is no. I think what you've said is conflicting. We don't.
I'm sure.
Hang on. In that history is there to be interrogated, and history is there to remind us that actually we're not always the good guys. That there are two sides to every story, and it's normally slanted in favour of the victors.
Yes.
Exactly.
And depending on whose review you take on history, but it is what it is. And it serves there as an entertaining guide. I mean, I love history because I find it incredibly amusing. Here we are moaning about this transgender nonsense. I mean, how is history going to remember us? I don't think it's going to remember us very kindly, and it will prove a constant source of mirth to a schoolboy. I think in 300 years' time, he'll go, "Is that really what they were concerned about? They were passing laws to protect people who imagined that they could have children, being men, or that they had a legal right to call themselves they, it, whatever it happens to be." I mean, I think one of the greatest films that was preemptive ever made in the 20th century is Monty Python's Life of Brian.
Yeah,
it basically was a portent, a very strong portent of what was to come, where stupidity.
What, are you going to gestate it in a box?
well, exactly.
A lot of people say the Second World War was a sham, and it was funded by the Bushes.
But Prescott Bush, he did back both sides, didn't he?
And it was to get them out of a big hole.
Well,
I don't know what you think about that, Roddy, but a lot of people have documented it that they think that it was a real sham, and a lot of people died for nothing.
Here's a good question for you. Who won the Second World War? Well,
that's a good question.
It wasn't the British people. It wasn't the German people.
It was the American Federal Reserve.
Yeah, exactly. The central banking system.
Yeah.
And the only winners in any war is the central banking system and the bloody arms traders.
CIA was born
Jeff,
of the SS. NASA was born of the Nazi rocket scientists.
Well, the point is that Germany was the ultimate victor for the simple reason, after the First World War, it was economically knackered.
Yeah.
After the Second World War, it got subsidized loans to rebuild its infrastructure from scratch and given free rein to rebuild its industry almost from ground zero, paid for by the rest of the fucking world. Sorry, the rest of the world.
No.
Germany, arguably,
the Bushes.
Century, arguably, it had a brand new country bought and paid for at other people's expense.
And also,
they
didn't pay reparations to England at all.
No, we let them off. Hang on, Jeff, we let them off. With the reunification of Germany, it was that moron, Geoffrey Howe, who thought it'd be a jolly good thing if we supported the reunification.
Yeah.
And tell you what, don't pay us back, we'll let you off. Now,
well, he was an arch Remainer. He was an arch EU fanatic.
Well, there you go. But was his government mandated to forgive Germany the economic reparation that was due to us? The answer is no, it wasn't.
And in the meantime, we carried on paying the states our war debt until about 3-4 years ago.
Until 2007.
Yeah.
I was in a German prison the month that the final payment was made. I can't tell you. I went bananas that day.
Do any of you know who David Noak is? David Noakes?
David Noakes. Yeah, the guy that used to be Blue Peter, no?
I was going to say.
No, the guy that was the Record Breakers.
That was John Noakes. That was John Noakes.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
No.
Who then? Who? Predator?
David Noakes, he was a bloke that was firmly against. He is a former UKIP candidate that was firmly against the European Union, genuinely, and he said that that the EU was originally the European Economic Community, was first thought up in 1940 during the war, and it was apparently Hermann Göring that went to a university in Berlin, a meeting in the University of Berlin in 1942, where it was all set in stone, the European Economic Community. So it was thought up and conceived by the Nazis, in effect.
Well, I've heard something similar.
The EU.
Coudenhove Kalergi was one of them, wasn't he, that cooked it up?
Yeah.
But you got to feel sorry for all those people that went through those wars for what? You know what I mean? For banking systems to come and take over the world and the banking system. The Rothschilds, one single banking empire through the lot. And you know that's true. Right? And they're doing it now. And they're getting rid of all this cash. Why can't we have cash? Because they want to track us. You know,
that is a real worry. That is a real worry. It's unbelievable. It is incredible.
When you've got 7 billion phones being made for one person, each person, and satellites over the Earth's atmosphere, 12,000 in fact, going up to map every street corner, and you've got 5G masts which are weaponized with radiation. By the way, Roger, they used them in Northern Ireland. The Americans used them in Northern Ireland when they were causing trouble in the 60s. Over a year or two, they got sick and they got cancer and neurological problems. And it's a great weapon for the military. And they're using it in America on those donuts.
Bugsy, you know what I mean? Tell me, please. Tell me. You mentioned it earlier. What's the name of this phone again? I'm going to look it up.
QFS phones. You know,
QFS phone. I'll look that up.
Yeah,
I'll look that up now.
And they're 3-dimensional. So everything that you do. Well, here's a great one though. The driving license in America is going digital, but it's not about your driving license. They ask you how many people go on holiday, how much do you spend, how much do you make a year. They go all down the thing, and then they go, oh, how many had any speeding tickets after asking all that, and then they go to the bottom and they go, your social credit score is, well, that's worrying because that's coming from China to America to Australia to Canada. Now that's not a new world order. Then strike me down with a stick, you know what I mean? Because I don't know what's going on, but I can see that all these things are being implemented. And you want to get into this with the Illuminati, they exist. They exist through finance, through music, through entertainment, through everything. All of it. They're all into everything. And it's all coming together. The United Nations.
Out of interest, Bugs, tell me, what do you think happened at that Travis concert? Do you think that it was a satanic thing?
I think it was demonic. Look at it. It was they all turned blue and started bleeding. And it was all about...
It does look pretty awful.
They burned the dove. That's a direct insult to God.
But are you sure that they're not just... Are they not just using this whole Satanist type stuff as a kind of a way to... Hold, let me finish the question before you try to answer it. Are they not just using this whole Satanist thing as a kind of a way to provoke people? It's kind of somehow... Let me finish the question! Oh, for crying out loud. Is it not just a kind of a way to kind of like, you know, basically provoke, to look somehow cool? I don't know how Satanism can look cool, but apparently, no? What?
Well,
no, it's for real. It's for real. And a lot of people said at that concert they felt like they were in hell.
Yeah, they did.
Actually said we couldn't breathe and we were being jabbed with something and pushed forwards. And 14-year-old boy died at that concert. It's disgusting.
I wonder how many really died.
Kept chanting, that rapper who should be
shot,
that
Travis bloke
kept chanting while those people were dying in the audience.
Yeah, I know, that was unbelievable. Okay. Rodders, what were you were going to say something on that?
I forgot what it was actually.
He gets very passionate, does he? Well, we all get quite passionate, I think. Yeah, it is.
I do about that stuff, demonic stuff. Yeah.
I really, really do wonder. I have to say, one thing I found very, very interesting about that episode was how the mainstream media seemed to kind of like circle the wagons over it and say that these people who were providing on the ground reports, they weren't reporting from some newsroom in London. They were there. They were on the ground. There is no better reportage than somebody who is there. We had the Guardian the other day was saying how these people were the kind of like QAnon type fantasists and conspiracy theorists. I'm sorry, they were just reporting what they saw, and I saw the images, and what Bugsy says is actually true. Whether you want to hear it or not, the fact is that they were doing all this satanic, ritualistic stuff. I don't know whether it was for show or what, but the fact is that what the people on the ground were saying was true. And the mainstream, it's very interesting to me that the mainstream media tries to turn this around and to basically smear these people. A bit like Biden calling that Rittenhouse bloke a white supremacist. The guy who was just defending his turf and that the got a pardon a couple of days ago or whatever. Same kind of a deal. But the mainstream media saying these people to be talking... Hold on, let me finish, Bugs. These people, for them to be talking about this in a way that doesn't fit our narrative, they are QAnon supporters. They're bugger off, Guardian. You really are such a piece of shite. You absolutely zero to do with actually what was happening. Instead of interviewing the people who were there and trying to find out and whether or not they were lying. Instead of that, they just smear them in a third party kind of a way.
Listen, they weren't lying. They nearly died themselves. It took them half an hour to get to the front, and 40 minutes they were still trying to get out of there while he was playing, and they were dying, right? And he went into a chant and started chanting, right? Now, most people in the music industry now have signed a contract in blood. That's why they're coming out with all this demonic Satan ritual stuff. The energy in America is bloody awful, you know? It's awful. The energy in America is awful. It says that the daughter of Babylon will be shown to you. That's America, Sodom and Gomorrah. It is rife with Satanism. The Freemasons is the oldest practice in the world, right? The Freemasonry is another term for Satanism. And that's what you've got running this new.
I don't
world
think it was
order.
set up that way, and I don't think that the vast majority of
No, but it's
Freemasons
gone
are
that
in
way.
any way of that
Gone
ilk.
that
No.
way, no. Funny old stuff, burning effigies of owls and.
Okay,
Tony Blair.
look,
Let's
look,
name a few of them.
we've
Tony
we've
Blair,
we've done
George Bush Senior, George
Bugs,
Bush Jr.
Bugs,
Let's get
Bugs,
into it. Clinton,
Bugs.
Mrs.
No,
Clinton,
no,
the Clintons.
Bugs. I don't want to get into that now because I want to say something which is tangible and ask everybody to please comment on this because and I'm going to get into the quacks now, so I might have to cut off YouTube in a sec because we're not allowed to talk about the quacks at YouTube. We're not allowed to talk about it. We're not allowed to debate what's going on. The most important story of our times, Scamdemic go to Great Reset. Oh no, we're not allowed to talk about that. We're not allowed to question it.
Can I just say one thing?
Oh no, you can't. You can wait. No, you can wait. Okay, Bugs, I'm going to mute you if you don't wait because people, you need to support this. You get over to Rumble, yeah. ko.click/Rumble. Do not support censorious networks, please. I just wanted to report on what is going on. And by the way, I'm not dissing anything that the Bugs is saying, but as you know, I try to keep as fascinated as I am in these esoterics. I try to keep on a more tangible note because there is so much that is obvious right in our faces, which is completely provable, that you don't need to get into intangibles, in my opinion. I'm not saying that they're not important. Actually, you know what? I'm a man of faith. I think they're more important than anything. But that is not a sort of a very good thing for journalism. It tends not to work. I want to show this graph to you folks. I don't know if you can see it, and I want to get everybody's opinion on it. So
Olly,
let me just
very quickly. I've got a duty call, so I'm going to have to dash off. So apologies for that. It's slightly unavoidable, which is why I'm being molested at the moment.
Rodders,
anyway, look,
very, very briefly, I just want to say big cheers for everything you're doing for the vets, man. I know we didn't get there yet, but I know that you are doing a great deal to support them, and God bless you.
We can cover that on another show. It's actually very exciting. A great bunch of guys. We've had some major successes actually, but that's for another day. But look, gents, many thanks for your time. It's been a lot of fun.
Bye, my lord.
Take care, gents.
Bye.
Lots of love, Rodders. Lots of love, mate. You take care. God bless you, mate.
Cheers, Rodders. Take care, mate.
You too. Bye.
I tell you, he's probably off to go back. He's probably about to fall off the wagon after that show.
Can I just say one thing and that's it?
I'll tell you, poor old Rodders, mate. Do you think you felt a bit ganged up on? I was not.
Definitely. I'm looking at his ring on his finger.
What do you mean you're looking at his ring on his finger?
A Freemason.
Well, he probably is. But so what? You don't think that all Freemasons are bad, do you?
Not all bad. I think a certain sect are a secret sect. You got the Masons, and then you got the really high ones, the 32, the 33, the 34.
Yeah, that lot. Okay, well maybe I don't know. Maybe.
Rudry's a cool man. Rudry's all for the people, all for the soldiers, for the veterans, for the war, and he's a lovely man. You know,
he is a good man.
I've got the highest respect for him. But listen, I just want to say one thing, and I'm going to shut up. They talk about all this stuff in the music industry. I'm a commercial music artist. I would never go on stage and behave like that because I know I'm going to hell, right? I love God. I love what he does. And I love that he's trying to save us from this new world order. This is end times. People are not listening, right?
Yeah, okay. You know what, Bugs? Seeing as I've lost my guest for whatever reason, God bless you, Rodders. Seeing as I've lost my guest, we'll go down this rabbit hole if you want to. We will talk about all of this now. So, okay, tell me, Who is Celine Dion? Apparently, she's nearly dead. Is that because? No, I'm sorry to say that. By the way, I'm sorry to say that. I don't mean to sound as though I'm laughing. I'm not. But is it because she has been quaxed, or is it because she has lost her supply of adrenochrome?
Probably a supply of adrenochrome. Look at Cher. Look, she looks about 25. They're all going like this, Ollie. Look, everything. Look, the evil eye. Look, all of this crap. They're wearing upside down crosses on stage, effigies.
Do you think they're just trying to be fashionable? It does.
They're trying to get your kids.
The mainstream media is absolutely promoting Satanism. No, it seems to be in vogue. I mean, I find it reprehensible. Unbelievable. But nonetheless, I think it's going on. No,
something older than religion. Saturn, number 6.
Yeah.
The hexagram is a 6. Let me teach you about something. BlackRock was developed in 1988 by Larry Fink when George Bush took office. He owns all the stocks in everything.
BlackRock, the company,
No, it owns all the stocks in everything that we use and purchase. And then Vanguard is another one. And then Warren Buffett owns the other with Berkshire Hathaway. Now, Warren Buffett funds all.
What does Vanguard do? What does Vanguard do?
Vanguard's another separate one. They've not come out with that one yet. But you look at all these people popping up all of a sudden. Elon Musk, where's he come from? And then you've got Klaus Schwab, where's he come from? Larry Fink, they're naming them now.
To ask you something about Klaus Schwab. I seen something the other day. Somebody wrote an article on a fascist book, what he calls it, and it said about Klaus Schwab Rothschild. Is his last name Rothschild?
There you go.
I tell you, it wouldn't surprise me, but I've got no idea. What I do know is that he is unelected. He has not elected by anybody, and yet apparently, now this is something that Rodders didn't seem to know about, but which is a fact. People, the Great Reset, their slogan is "Build Back Better." Boris Johnson but let me finish, please, Bugs. Oh, Bugs! I'm going to mute you. Mate. No, I'm not going to mute you. Just don't get so bloody excited. Let me just finish this point. It's a very important point. Biden, Boris, all these tossers, yeah. You're banding about their "Build Back Better" slogan. It is the slogan of Klaus Schwab's The Great Reset in cahoots with the United Nations. That is where "Build Back Better" comes from. And now I'll throw this open into your wildest dreams, Bugs, because "Build Back Better" begins with BBB, which looks like 666.
Yes.
I don't know. I'll tell you what. It is very curious. It's very curious. Very curious.
I didn't think that. BBB 666.
Yeah.
Never thought of that. That's a good point, Ollie.
I don't know whether it means anything or not. But what I do know is that we've had for the last several years now these, Boris Johnson and Joe Biden, who nixed the US election, quite frankly. Anybody that bothered to study it saw that. They build back better, build back better, build back better. It is the slogan of the Great Reset. They have taken it from the Great Reset. They are delivering. Boris Johnson wore the logo on his lapel of the Great Reset. He wore it on his lapel. He actually talked about it. About I'm nearly finished with my rant, guys. About 6-7 months ago, he actually even talked about the Great Reset publicly on telly for 2 or 3 days. And the media did too. Just like a little bit introducing it, and then silence. Suddenly, silence. They went complete, and it was as though somebody had said, "They're not ready." It really was. It was most peculiar. Trudeau, I'm paraphrasing here, because I can't remember exactly the quote, but he basically said that this coronavirus was an opportunity to roll out the Great Reset.
Do you know what Bill Gates' main thing is now? depopulation around the world to get the climate change down. Bollocks. Because 99 years ago, they said that this was the same problem then. They have a machine, apparently, that can mess with the weather. It's called HARP, right?
That's right.
And they are doing this to get rid of us. It's genocide, and they are very clever. They are psychopaths. And the thing about these people, a psychopath builds castles in the sky, and a sociopath owns them. That's what he thinks.
Here,
right?
Bugsy, you know you like your symbolism stuff. How about this? The Star of David on the flag of Israel, right, is made up of, hang on, 6-pointed star with 6 equilateral triangles on a 6-sided hexagram. Exactly. So are they God's chosen people, or are they Satan's chosen people?
Listen, they're building the third temple for the Antichrist. You are in end times now, trust me. We are in Revelation now. This is going to get very
Thing
bad.
is bugs. I want to carry on with this conversation, but I just want to also play devil's advocate, frankly.
They're wearing cubes on their head, Ollie, worshipping the devil.
Hold that thought, Bugs. The thing is that people will tune into something like this, and they will go, "These guys they're nutters." They're off their rockers, even remotely talking about. So that is a real problem, irrespective of the validity of the subject.
You get a lot of comments saying, "Well, we weren't aware of that. We weren't aware of this."
Yeah, but that's when people think you're nuts, when they're not aware of it, because ignorance is bliss.
Well, you know what? I tell you, I've been talking to people about this, and people are starting to wake up to this because they're starting to say, well,
I think more people are.
Cubes on the head, the Jews. Why?
Why
they're
what?
worshipping something bad.
Why what?
They're building the temple. They've got a new world religion, one world order, right?
They
one
do.
world currency.
They do have a new religion, don't they? What's it called? Chrislam. Chrislam.
Yes.
Look it up.
Yeah.
No, they do.
The Vatican Church is disgusting.
Chrislam.
The Christians think that they're worshipping Christ. They're worshipping the devil coming on, Lucifer.
I don't think that they are they? I mean, how can you have? How can if you're somebody that believes in Jesus Christ and the whatever to do with that, or whatever else you believe in, if you are worshipping that, then you're not worshipping anything else, are you?
If you go to the Trevi fountains, right, for example, just give you one example. I've been to Rome and I met the Pope John Paul II when I was younger. On the Trevi fountains, on the pillars of that, in Roman numerals is 911. In the middle of that Vatican is there a throne about 200 foot high, fit for a beast.
Yeah, there is a horrid looking. But there's a room which looks like a serpent's head as well.
High,
Mad.
The doors are huge. Now, why you got doors like that? So
yeah, it is peculiar. I agree with you. I have to say, some of the symbolism in Vatican City is extraordinary. There is this room which, if you look down from the back of it all the way to the front, it literally looks like a serpent's head. And at the back of the room, behind where the Pope sits, because this is the Pope's hangout, yeah. Behind him there is this kind of mural which is made carved out of wood or something. And it's just demonic. It's impossible to describe, but it is demonic. It looks like a whole bunch of entangled snakes and people writhing and dying and having a kind of a death orgy. And yeah, he's got a throne like this
that's
too.
called in the Bible. The
Unbelievable.
Temple of Diana. The Temple of Diana. The woman with her foot on the world. The whore. Babylon is America. The daughter of Babylon is America. It's awash with Satanism. It's the children are being brainwashed into all these artists, teaching them to be gay, sexual, lesbian, bisexual, transgender, worshipping the devil. Forget about religion. Forget about structure of the human concept. You know what I'm saying? They're taking your children.
Let's look at it dispassionately and unbiasedly, right? I mean, yeah, you see all this symbolism of the serpent, right? But if you think about it, that's part of the story of the Old Testament, in it, with Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden, where they were told not to eat of the tree of knowledge of
That's
good
right.
and evil, or whatever
right.
it was, and Eve was tempted by the devil, which
That's
by
a
the snake.
metaphor.
Yeah, by the snake.
That's a metaphor.
yeah. But the point is, so they would have all that possibly. They would have all this, stuff, pictures of
No,
serpents
no,
and things
no.
like that.
On the mitre of the Pope, it's not a cross that he has. It has a picture of a fish. That's the fish god Dagon and the occult. All right, that's what they're worshipping.
They also, the
Satanism.
bishops, their hats actually represent fish, don't they?
Yeah, Dagon, the fish god, evil.
Really?
Is it?
Yeah,
Is it-
yes, it does.
Maybe
I
they've just
know
got
about
maybe they've
stuff.
just got bad dress sense. They like their red shoes, don't they? There's a theory
love
about
them.
those red shoes
You can
to
hide
do
the
with
blood.
killing
Hide the
people
blood.
and not making a mess of your shoes and stuff.
It's never a
Killing
theory,
children,
Ollie.
actually, rather horrid theories.
Ollie,
I've
listen
no
to
idea
this now.
what the truth is, but
Ollie,
what I
Ollie.
do see, yeah. Let me just hold on. I want to come back to this, but I just want to go around the houses a little bit because I want to say something for people that are like, oh, you know what, you're off your rocker type stuff. Let me bring it back to something that is it's just there. It's just a fact, and that is what's going on with this quacks. Okay, so YouTube is going to give me a strike for this video. They are such tossers. But I'm going to read this. This is from the World Health Organization YouTube. Yeah, this is from the WHO. Yeah, so I'm just reading their statistics. If there's a problem with that, you know what? F you. So according to the WHO, adverse drug reactions from the quacks. There are, according to Vigi Access, which is the World Health Organization's own records service. Whether or not you believe these statistics is entirely up to you. I would suspect they are way underneath the truth. That is my consideration, my thought. Oh yeah, now there's just if we're allowed an opinion, YouTube, if we're allowed an opinion, but according to the WHO, yeah, the total number of records that they have, each one is a single adverse drug reaction off the back of specifically the search term COVID-19 vaccine. The total number of records they have is 2,499,881. Of those, for example, blood and lymphatic system disorders, 102,663. Cardiac disorders, 132,246. Congenital, familial and genetic disorders, 1,425. Ear and labyrinth disorders, 83,193. Endocrine disorders, 3,791. Eye disorders, 92,111. Gastrointestinal disorders, 502,776. General disorders and administration site conditions, 1,505,935. Hepatobiliary disorders, immune system disorders, infections and infestations, injury, poisoning and procedural complications, investigations, metabolism and nutrition disorders, musculoskeletal and connective tissue disorders, neoplasms, benign, malignant and unspecified, including cysts and PILPs, nervous system disorders, pregnancy, psychiatric, renal, urinary. I'll tell you what, and so it goes on and on and on and on. And I am wondering, are these people that are wanting to vaccinate 5-year-old kids, de Blasio, De Blasio, New York mayor or whatever, or I don't know whether he still is, whether he's been kicked out yet on his arse. Bloody well should be. He was on the telly the other day saying the next thing is 5 to 11-year-olds. That's the next thing.
Listen,
that's the next stage. We must be there.
You take those
These
figures,
people are, I don't know about the Satanist thing. I don't know what's going on at the Travis concert, but I'll tell you what, these people are evil.
Well, listen, Ollie, if you take those figures as read, as they are correct, as they are reported, given that apparently, allegedly, only 1 to 10% of people are actually reporting the adverse reactions, you can logically conclude that at least 10 times that amount.
Yeah, I agree with you. Now we are almost certainly going to get banned from YouTube.
10 to 100 times that amount. You can say that
I would not be surprised.
That amount for the adverse reactions. So you're looking at either stick another naught on that or 2 naughts on that.
You know, I'm gonna have to pull this feed on YouTube. I'm really sorry. Over
we should
you
be
guys on
streaming
YouTube.
to YouTube.
And before you do that, one more thing that's pertinent that I need to mention is that next year they plan to force medicate us.
Hold on, whoa. Yeah, this is precisely why I need to pull. No, look, Predator Jeff, if people want to hear this, they can come to a network which isn't censored, yeah? They can come over. Guess what? You see that there, people? You see that there? There's a clue. Go and have a look. It'll tell you where you need to go to go and watch this without being censored by these fascists, yeah? And that's what Google is. That's what YouTube is. Alphabet. They're fascists. So I'm gonna have to cut the stream. Over there. And but come over to a network that actually gives a damn about free speech. And you know what? We're going to carry on talking about this for a few more minutes. I hope you do come over because I do not want to lose my community to these bastards. But on the other hand, if I do lose this, if I'm completely struck off from YouTube, I can't even have half a hope of imploring to you to stop putting up with this crap. All right. God bless you. I hope that you will come over.
Do you mind if I say something to both of you?
Ciao, YouTube.
Do you mind if I say something to both of you, both Jeff and yourself?